Hello, hello. We are back to another stream of Demon Souls. Just getting everything ready here and there. We're just setting up everything. Moved a little. I moved my character down a bit more, or shrink them down a little. Actually, I just realized you can still see the lower part as I bounce. So, trying to find a good balance there. Balance. Just a little. Just a little. It's a weird compromise of trying to I might have to go in and put some legs in ever so slightly. But whatever. Anyway, um last time we had started our rolls into the world of Boletaria. Let me just turn this up just ever so slightly. And then, yeah, so we entered Demon Souls. We've gone through 2 demons so far. Phalanx. Actually, 5. We've defeated the Vanguard, Phalanx, the Red Dragon, and the Tower Knight. So now, what this game has us do is we must defeat an Archdemon in order to go further into Boletaria, which now means we must cross into the other Archstone locations. But first, we gotta go back to the start of Boletaria, because there are some items we can collect now. Since we don't gotta worry about being set on fire with a funny dragon. What was I gonna look at? I had something on standby I wanted to look up. So there are several items that we still need to collect in 1-1 before we move forward. Thankfully the dragon shouldn't be there anymore. As you can see, we're in world pure white tendency now, I think. The math is math incorrect because we beat the Phalanx, we beat Tower Knight, and we beat the dragons. And that gives us plus 30 world tendency. And it goes into a percentage, so usually once we reach 90%, that means we're in pure white tendency. At least that's what the white icon should signify. Actually, we just... that I used up all the souls yesterday before we kept moving forward, so let's get those back on. Hey, bud. Nice try. I did. And this one I'm like might be more interested in only because I always found Night Rain to be very synopsis, or I guess not synopsis, very similar in the idea of like what a D&D party would be in a FromSoft world, even to the point where they call each other by like their classes and stuff. And why not have like a funny birdman in your party? I forget what there's like an actual bird. There's a bird race you can be that does allow you to fly in D&D. I forgot what they're called. I know that the crow people are called kinkus, and they're like little bird goblins. They mimic everything you say at them. I have the idea to play as a kinku warlock hexblade, where he keeps pestering his patron by calling him stupid shiny thing. Anyway, purple flame shield. That's what we needed. Is our... Is this not one of them that you need? I guess not. Wait. Hang on. Let me see. Oh no. That's a Brushworld shield. 80,000, goddamn. Oh, I guess we don't. Do we not need that? I feel like we should. I don't know if this is. Hang on. What is the Brushwood shield? Okay, so yeah, never mind. Oh, okay. So the Brushwood shield are different than the purple. I guess the purple flame shield. I guess it's not important for the soldier thing. All right, we can platinum Elden Ring without electricity. You could technically platinum Elden Ring with this tabletop by just having the players collect platinum coin. Anyway, Ring of Flame Resistance is definitely one that we needed, so flame resistance, there we go. And then Ring of Great Strength. Alright. What did I have on here? Yeah, Great Strength and Herculean Strength. These are different. So, like, this raises our equipment burden, this raises our maximum item burden. For now, we're going to wear that. So we can actually put on armor. Never mind, still fat rolling. Can I get away with just gloves? Okay. Ring of Great Strength. Perfect. Okay, I think that's all we can get here now, so let's go back. Okay. I was really confused, like, why can't I hear myself roll? Maybe some audio cues are not working right now. Every other audio cue is working except the sound of me rolling on my armor. Now I don't remember if that was it. Clear one advantage, Dave, to Christian video from 2009 for buying him Mario Kart World. I mean, that's a... I don't know if that's a fair reaction, Corey. Half and half, I get it because, you know, Mario Kart World is $80, which I think at that point you better not be selling any DLC. You know? If I want to get a Switch too, but if I like getting Mario Kart World, if it's not in a bundle, will probably be the last, like, will be the last thing I ever get before. Anyway, so hello, Game Overtime official. Welcome, welcome. We're just about to get into the next Archstone.
It's simple. In trade,
I was just
I'll
collecting
give you
items.
weapons. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my...
Just buying up some fresh spice.
You come back alive.
Do come back alive. All right, I just remembered what. So I use the progress route from what's it called, Extra Life, just as a quick basis on where to go next. So we're gonna go down to the smithing grounds. Oh, I hate Mario Kart World with a boiling rage. That doesn't surprise me. Stonefang Tunnel, city of the burrowers, keeper of the huge tunnel. Most of the stubborn excavators who supported the soldiers of Barlataria had their souls taken, lacking their own will. They mindlessly continue working. All right. Excuse me. Not a bad option. Yeah, so right now this will have us go into, we'll go from smithing grounds to, we're basically going to go down the list now from the rest of them until we come back to Tunnel City. Yeah, the thing about Corey is I think he's funny. He definitely is one of the few members of Only Plays I have to take a break every now and again, and he definitely has a bit of, like, anger issues when it comes to, like, even the most minute things. Where it's like, Corey, calm down. Yeah, there we are. Ooh, angels. Not bad. Hello.
Hello there, souls. Souls. I trade fine goods for souls.
Can't really buy anything from him.
Our little town. Well, it's a nice wee place. All those lizard-eyed townsfolk are busy tinkering with stone. And don't bother with old men like myself. Makes life rather easy for me. I can get away with anything. Thank you, Lord, for this golden opportunity.
What's the build? Right now, I kind of want to keep it a secret just because I have a specific build plan, but I will say it's major in strength with a little bit in faith, but we're probably also going to put in some magic here and there just because I like having easy sniping here and there. But we shall see. Might not be tonight's stream where we finally get it done, but it will happen eventually. Anyway.
Have you heard about that sparkling lizard? He's not easy to catch, but he's got some fine stones, and I know where his nest is. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't give it away. Thank you, Lord. Have you? He's not. And I. Oh, you're want to play? Well, you've got to pay. Don't you agree?
Alright. What I like about this is the games have always had just built-in text like this. The next enemy is susceptible to pierce attack. Oh, thanks for telling me, game. Next enemy is susceptible to spells. Okay. Keep it a wee little secret. Usually I've gone through like with curved swords, but this time I wanted to try something a bit different. So I gotta, oh yeah, you know, I've played this 4 times now, and I never realized there's the lever right there. The game was teaching you about the levers way earlier. Hey! Battle axe plus 1. I'm curious now if that's on our. Is that no? No. Not even a C-lettered weapon on the list. That's fine. But a crushing battle axe is still nonetheless. I gotta be careful though. Can't just drop down like the other platform. But I do see something down here. Crushing weapons are pure strength scaling, if I recall correctly. Yes. Thankfully, this weapon doesn't require me to need any dex, but in the event that we can't. Oh, wait. Almost missed. Shoot, I'm dead. I don't know why my character is like really silent. Something's going on. Well, that was my first death of the night, but 5th or 6th death in general. Not that one. Not that one. There it is. Okay. There we are. For starters, I gotta go back all the way around. I'm just gonna go around the blue just to get my souls. There they are. there are the dogs. That's a big reason why to have spells at the ready so you don't have to deal with the dogs. I feel like they're, obviously because this is the first game, they're definitely the most aggressive in this one compared to later series. They laugh. Ow. Shard of clear stone. Chunk of hard stone. Sharp stone. One problem I gotta remember though is this part's we're gonna have to remember to drop off all the stones once we find the shortcut. Ow, that hurt. Bloodborne ones can be pretty aggressive as well in the beginning. Oh yeah, not saying that they aren't in general, but with how limited your movement is in this one, these guys like to have a tendency to jump on you over and over again, so that's more what I was referring to. Pickaxe. One quality life appreciating the remake, being able to send anything to storage at any time. Yeah, I actually played the remake first before I played the original. But of course, this was right after getting into Elden Ring. So you could imagine the crazy not fall off, but like basically being stapled to the ground after jumping around so much more in a vertical world like Lands Between to Boletaria. Was a bit of a shock. Though I have, you know, obviously I'm playing the original now, but I have played the original a couple years back and then just played it again off stream just to make sure this copy I got would work. Thankfully it does. So, a bit more familiar with my locations. There's another guy right there. Where'd he go? Up there he is. But yeah, being able to send everything back to Thomas without needing to just drop everything out. I'd like to believe that that was our blasts hitting each other there. I know some people have their issues with the art direction. There are some parts, I think, that I kind of prefer in the original. Like, I didn't need to know that the Adjudicator had big saggy areolas. That part always made me go, ugh. But like, I would say Blue Point did a pretty good job making it one-to-one, you know? But that's just me. Also, being able to go in any direction rolling while you are locked on is a godsend. Because you don't realize how often your character will just go in a complete different direction when there's only 4 options. Until it's too late. Yeah, like, you get so many stones in this part. Having said that, though, it was definitely easier to get myself a used copy. It was a question of whether or not do you want to spend about $50 for a used copy of Demon Souls or $570 to get a PS5 and the remake. And I'm like, decisions, you know. Sent that guy flying. He went, whee. Yeah, okay. So here, so now we can go back around. This opportunity to have DLC with the 6 Archstones and the Giants can be pretty fun. I get that actually, but I think it was just standing there. I think it was one of those things where I think Bluepoint didn't want to overstep in regards to the original. Though an idea where like FromSoft collaborated with Bluepoint on what an actual Land of the Giants would look like. I theorize, because Elden Ring kind of is like a conglomerate of like everything they learned over the near 2 decades of this, I theorize that Lands of the Giants are pretty close to what we were to expect from a possible Styx Archstone, only because Archstone, because if you look at, there's some models and like, you know, cut content where there's like these Yeti monsters that have mouths on their chests, and it makes me think that this was pretty much the precursor to what the trolls and the fire giants would become, because they also have like maws in their stomach as well. You can even see in the original opening the art of some of the Yeti monsters siphoning souls as they move around. And I think that's neat. Yeah. Can't go that way. See, I picked it up too quickly. Ow. This is definitely the easiest place to max out a hard stone or a sharp stone weapon. I say as if I've managed to do that yet. Oh, I'm dead. Alright, good news. We got the shortcut. Bad news, I'm dead. So let me just get another... There we go. you have so many now. Probably need to go back to Nexus to pause them. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna at least. I could. Let me at least talk to Ed, and we can improve our weapon there. First, get my souls back. But yeah, we definitely got to go back. Cause one thing I've noticed now, I keep forgetting to. Because I go right into the last level, forgetting about all the extra stuff I've picked up at the end of Valley of Defilement. I've now forgotten that, like, if you don't pick that stuff up before you go back to the Nexus, it'll just be gone forever, so. Gotta be careful to loosen your pockets every chance you get back to the Nexus. Anyway, or Ed. Who's the other one?
I haven't seen you around these parts. What does it matter? You need a blacksmith? Show me some coin. If not, head straight for the door.
Go right to quality. Just stick with not so. Stick with the longsword. Default longsword, alright. Oh yeah, I forgot. I should probably return the purple shield also. Forgot to deposit that as well.
I'm busy. I'm not here to chit-chat. Forging a weapon strengthens it, alters its character. Wars are transmogrified sprites. Their presence blesses the weapon. Wars are transmogrified. All done? Let me gone. I'll work alone.
I work alone. Always gotta make sure that I'm not missing any extra dialogue here and there. Alright, let's go back and deposit these in the Nexus before we keep moving forward. It's just easier to get these souls like this. I don't think that's even enough for a level up. Let me see.
Thou then soul of the mind, key to
Okay,
life's ether.
yeah, I'm gonna just... What we're gonna do is... We're gonna get to 20 vitality, and then we're gonna go right into endurance. Probably keep going back and forth here, because the weapon we're gonna need is gonna be really heavy, so... Okay.
Art thou done? Main that.
Hello again. I'm keeping a...
Alright, I need you, dear Thomas, to take some of these, some of that, and this, and that, and also this, and that, and that, and that. But also I'm gonna need you to take that, and that, and that. These are like the only 2 rings I ever wear at this point. And look at that, we're already below half now. Oh, and you're under that, so we don't forget about. I'm gonna worry about that. Okay.
If only you have a heart of gold.
I can forge weapons. still up to his old strange ways, is he? Even the demons don't know what to do with him, huh? God must think. Back in my younger years, I had the strength of an ox. The miners would always ask me to clear out the bear bugs, which I pummeled with my bare hands. But even I couldn't beat them, so I lobbed them into the lava pits.
Hey, whatever worked.
Pretty strong myself, but even I don't compare to old Ed. Man's a beast, I tell you. A man must eat dragon tails and wishing stones. If you heed my advice, you'll avoid crossing him. I reckon he'd prove a lot more trouble than most demons. Deep inside Stonefang Mine is an ancient dragon burial ground. The bones of the dragons exude ore. Deep inside Stone, the bones do come back alive.
Do come back alive. 16 faith. Yeah, I think I know what you're going for. I don't know what you mean. Also, I figure I might as well explain what's going on here. So, you may have noticed every so often I just randomly throw out my arm like that. For some reason, this is probably like due to just neglect of never using this controller for the first time in like 20 years. I can't parry naturally with this, right? Isn't this blacksmith brother of Ed? Yeah, Bolden. I forget how to pronounce his name. But yeah, they're like brothers at that point. But anyway, so for whatever reason, my L2 is just borked and I can't use it. However, if I am done listening to somebody's dialogue or I exit out of the menu like this, it just randomly throws out a parry, which is why even when I'm holding my my wand, I accidentally will hit somebody, so I tend to put it away just to make sure that I don't hit anybody while I'm talking to. But the weirdness doesn't stop there. Like, I'm able to actually use L1 to like block or whatever, or I guess in this case punch, as you can see. But when I'm holding two-handedly, it just goes stuck into blocking like that. I'm not doing that, which, you know, normally wouldn't be a problem, but obviously I can't hold it for like that without the stamina coming to a halt. So probably gonna stick to one-handing throughout the playthrough, but I figured I'd just explain why I'm just randomly throwing hands at people that don't need to get hit. But anyway, back to Stonefang. Yeah, at this point I could use a new controller. I do have a second PlayStation controller around here. This is my brother's PS3, but I figured he's not using it, so I was like, well, I want to at least finish my entirety of streaming the Souls series at least once. So I'm like, hey, why not Demon Souls? But at this point, it's not like a big detrimental. I initially thought it was going to be later on with the Storm Ruler, but thankfully you just use your basic attacks for that, so don't gotta worry about that. I'm so used to using weapon arts in later games that I thought this was gonna be a problem, but it's not, so. Ow, ow, that's a problem though. Ow, ow. Hang on, camera. Work with me here. I also forgot to put grass back on. Well, at least you have options. Yep. Ow. Rude. Rude. Hello. Goodbye. That's where the guys with the rocks are gonna throw. Just, you just gotta run all the way across. There we go. Great club, actually. That's gonna be very important for later. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Trip around. You know, I was about to say, man, it'd be really great if those rocks cause friendly fire damage, and lo and behold, they do. It's very rare to see enemies hurt other enemies like that, and even when they do, it tends to do very limited damage compared to how much you get hit with. Steel shield. Let me just see. That is. Nope. Not one that we need on the list, but should probably still drop it off later. I'm also planning on platinuming this after we get through the first mission, or the first playthrough, so I'm holding up a checklist so we don't gotta play through New Game Plus, or I guess New Game again on a different profile. There he goes. Yep, hello. They're funny little salamanders. Hey. Yep, oh god. Yep, there they are. That hurt. They jump crazy far. Get out of here. I don't know what it was, but in the remake, they were just stuck under the staircase here, and they would just kill me in an instant. Like, they all were charging after me, but they were going right underneath the staircase. I don't know if that was just Blue Point's dedication to the aged AI to make it seem true like that, or what, but it was really an annoyance when playing through it. Let's twist that now. Path has been made. Ring of poison resistance. Put on the checklist. Resistance. Cool. Super. Esther. Ah. Shut up, stupid. Crystal Blade. Is that one that we need? Yes, yes it is. Got that on the list. I do think some of the enemies in the remake are a bit more aggressive. See, it's been so long since I last played it. By comparison, I can't say off the top of my head, but it wouldn't surprise me. But we'll see. Anyway, hang on, those. Give myself full moon grass just because this next part's gonna be tricky. Sorry, I was like hesitant because I can tell if it's gonna shake into the fire or it's shaking for the slam. Soul arrow trivializes the boss. Oh yeah. The problem is though, like sometimes I get stuck on the fire or the webs. So sometimes not be able to aim all the way to the left. Crap. So arrow definitely, you know, makes things easier. Come here. There's one thing I gotta be careful though, is if it decides to start shooting fire at you. I will say I like the remake, makes it a lot clearer what it's doing by shooting out oil before it all explodes. That's a much the hitbox, like the visual hitbox from the fire in the remake is so much easier to deal with than in the original. Like sometimes it seems like they're gonna hit the wall there, other times not so much. Missed. Ow. Just gotta be careful. Sometimes I waste it. Get me in a combo like that. There we go. And the real tricky part is the dealing with the web and fireball combo. You've earned a trophy! Armor Spider's trophy. There we go. Chunk of spider stone. Soul, pure spider stone. They really want you to use spider stone in this. And that's another thing, though, is like this game's bosses, again, because it was the first one, so it makes sense that they wouldn't be the most crazy in-depth fights. It's more like the world is the real boss, and the bosses are just like the end point of the game. As they usually are, but they're not really that tough. Actually, before I level up, spell. I'm not gonna be able to level up from this purchase though.
Are you begging for a magic lesson?
Yes. Oh wait, no, I already got it. Did I get it? Okay. Well, yeah, I'll level up. Yeah, never mind. I'll get the enchanted weapon later.
Me? Without doubt, I made my best effort to save Sage Frake. But I had not the strength. It's as simple as that. Besides, if I myself were captured, who would stand here and recruit rescuers? Besides, if I myself were captured...
Swap over to Flame Toss.
Be careful how you use it. Normally, it would not be granted to one such as yourself. I had to make an exception for the sake of Sage Frake.
Thou seekest then touch. Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Art thou the main...
Hello again. I'm keeping a...
Chopping off all the ore.
You have a hat.
I can Do come back.
Do come back alive. Anyway, now before we go to the next Archstone, we of course have to take care of one last thing. And off we go. Always makes me wonder, though, how scary the Nexus would be if Black World Tendency actually caused a major change. Okay, now sadly, we have to go to one of my least favorite areas here. Which is, of course, Tower of Latria within the Prison of Hope. Latria, land of the Queen's Ivory Tower. An old man took revenge on the Queen by locking her family in a prison with inhumane guards. All that escapes the place are the prisoners' cries. Okay. This is another part where, like, game stops where I stop having a pretty good time and where things start to go downhill for me. That's gonna be me in a minute.
Help me.
Prison of Hope, 3FC or 3F cell key. Can't read. I think they're weaker to magic than fire damage. Maybe I keep the fire damage on only because they get stun locked to try to get rid of the fire, compared to just the regular spell damage. That way, then I can easily get a just a free shots on them. Though I will say, I kind of wish you were allowed to spam spells more easily in this. For whatever reason, I always seem to just, you know, randomly When I want to throw out a spell, it'll just randomly go into a hit with the wand instead. I'm like, that's not what I want to do, game. I would like to be able to actually do something. Like that. And this is where we could have gotten the wooden catalyst. See if I can at least wear wizard gloves. Okay, I'm not fat holding back enough. Yeah, you gotta find best strategies in these areas as best you can. Okay. Do I open this door yet? No. Okay. Gotta keep going this way.
Please, help me.
Oh, I forgot to put back the grass. This is a great place, though, to farm fresh spice, though, I will say. Damn it. Yeah, you see that? Gives me enough time to do one more hit. Hello. What are you doing here? Yeah. Coronet. Got to pick up a free item. That should be the key that we need. Ow, you bastard. The hell's your problem, man? Just iframe through this. I think we don't have to come back onto this side for anything. I just wanted to collect all the items to make sure we have them all before we move on to the next part. Wait, did I remember to go down here? Oop, almost forgot. Okay. This part always frustrates me only because there will be areas where it seems like I just got to keep going forward, but lo and behold, there's another staircase that I missed. Hello. Goodbye. I love the Foley in this just because of the dramatic reveal of like, oh my god, an Iron Maiden that was used. Oh, god. Okay, I'll keep that on. That's because some of these bastards like to stab you with poison. This part I don't care much for either, just because it likes to stab. The AI. I have to be careful around here, though, only because I don't remember them off the top of my head, but there are areas. Oh! A dead body. There are areas that have... Oh! Another dead body. Pits. Where if you're not quick, if you're too quick, you accidentally fall in. I've died many a time to that. Let me kill this guy first before I keep going. Hello! Okay, sometimes they manage to get hyper armor when they're doing crazy spells like that. So I usually try not to be that close to them. Ah! I poisoned you, bastard. I forget which one. That's plague. We need royal for poison. There we are. Percent of hope. 4 key, F, 4 F key, and 4 F cell key. All right. Yeah, see right there? Yeah, we don't need to go any further, because if I went any further, I would have fallen into the pit, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna turn around. That's the next door we gotta go into, but I'm just gonna make sure I don't miss any other doors around here. A lot of royal lotuses here. Does make for funny content. Yeah, yeah. I will say, I have to make some adjustments to the PNG, but I definitely want to make like swap over to like an angry one at a certain point, just because these next two areas, or I should say the two areas, the next one though I actually really like by comparison, but the next other area after this I'm like, fuck, I hate this place. Okay, I think opened all the doors. I think we opened all the doors here. Shit. Stay stun locked. Stay stun locked. Yeah. Yes. Pillar. Stab. I was really worried I was gonna die there. Oh. I love that. It jumps between the dong and the oh. Ring of Magical Sharpness. That's the one we can put on the list. Where is it? Ring of Magical Sharpness. Yes. Perfect. Hold on, though. Hold on. Just push in real quick. Hello, lady. 1 second. There we go. Hello.
You're an ordinary human, aren't you? Where do you call home? Dear me, I shouldn't pry. Oh, perhaps you'd like something from my collection. I've had better days. I was once the wife of royalty, and I have some nice things to show for it.
A face only a mother could love. When you're locked in here for so long being tortured, things start to get bleak. Oh my god, Ring of Avarice 50,000. We're gonna have to come back here later for that though. Not really anything we need right away. So I'll just keep going.
Before, there were many others trapped here, but they went mad and ventured above of their own volition. Redemption? There exists no such thing. the queen banished her depraved old husband from the land. He returned in strange golden garb with foul demons in tow. They pillaged great Latria, land of the learned, and locked us in this dungeon. Since then, they've been feeding off our souls, telling us over and over that if we go above, we will be granted redemption. I know the truth. The church goddess may die, but never for long. And we are trapped below forever. Redemption? There exists no such thing. Telling us over and over that if we go above, the church goddess may... and we... Well, that's quite all right. I wish to stay here, but I need souls to stay sane. Surely you must understand this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back here later for the ring. Alright, now we move on. Trying to remember which way now. I guess this way. Yeah. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. You see this corridor and you probably think nothing of it when you go by. Oh, wait, there's another door right there. The tight cameras in this area kind of drive me up a wall at times. Oh, who's that? Appears to be locked. Can't open the door, eh? Well, that's very strange. Hope he's enjoying his nice glow. I'm sure he'll be fine. Okay, so now I just gotta make a mental note to come back down there, though. Another thing I don't like about this place is how much of a maze it can be, and these corridors definitely don't help. You find the Ring of Avarice at 3-2? Noted. Because 50,000 is a steep sale. Prisoner Hope 1. I forgot to take out my wand. Yeah, sometimes they just hyper armor through the fire, so any chance I can get to actually get them stun locked like that is greatly appreciated. Okay, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything, because we're probably gonna have to go back around.
Please, help me.
Hey, bud.
Well, you are a sane one, aren't you? My name is Ridiel. Please, liberate me from this cell. I have precious little time. I must retrieve an article from my corpse. As you can see, the only thing that remains of me is my soul. My body is trapped in another cell. I fancy it a fine, rotten mess by now. I've no interest in my corporeal flesh, But I left upon my person a keepsake of my late wife. I will soon fade into the beyond. My only wish is to do so near that token of my beloved. A retainer to the king once held the key to this cell. That ebony swine with his gluttonous, swaying belly.
You know, normally the thing about the Souls games is they're pretty good at okay, not totally explaining, but if you understand how these games work with like how characters talk to you, you get a pretty good idea of what you want to do. The key is not on one of the fat officials. That always threw me for a curve, but I figured out where it is, so we can get it. But it's definitely not on a fat official, what he's describing.
As you can see, my body is trapped in another. I've no interest in...
Okay, well, Ridiel will come back later. Yeah, be patient. Let's go down here. He's not on any. That's what I mean. It's not even on like any enemy. It's on a corpse. There that is. Forgot about that. It's not even on like a fat official corpse. That's why it's so confusing.
Please, help me.
I do love in the remake though how much more in distress Ridiel is. Like, please help me. It's much funnier to me. All right, well, there's a fluted knight in armor in case I missed it. Up and silver bracelets. It really sucks that he can't wear the silver bracelets because I'm not a lady in this. Boo. Is on the same level as Europe. Maybe that is the enemy slaying means. His armor is black. Bill, the thing is, Yort's not fat. That's my whole thing. Is he referred to a retainer of the king, and the fat officials fit the description of ebony gluttonous swine, swaying belly. That's my rationale for what he's trying to get to. But it don't matter. This game's aged a little, so like it's not surprising if weird things like that get a little mixed. Anyway, I don't want to deal with that up close, so we're just going to shoot some fire. Most intense combat in this entire game. Just stay still while I shoot you. allspice. Oh, right, that's where we go for this side. Talk. Is that one we need? Let's see. Nope. Not one we gotta worry about. Okay. Actually, give me a sec, because usually I retweet at the hour mark, but we're well past that right now. So let me just do a quick retweet on Twitter and Blue Sky. There we go. Oh yeah, see, there's another pit we almost fell down into. You see, the problem though is whatever. Oh man. What is up here? Trying to remember. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so the second keys, I'm pretty sure, are somewhere else. I'm pretty sure they're down here. I will say, putting the key right here can be a little bit deceiving, trying to, you know, lure people into the arrows. There's definitely at least some point somebody's just like, where do I go now? I can't figure out where to go besides the arrows. I keep dying. Not realizing that the next key is right in front of them. Also this part. Never get over the fact that they just have random, like, ledges you can hurdle over. So the Slayer of Demons is better at hurdling obstacles than almost half the other cast, with its only major competition of obstacle races being Wolf from Sekiro, the Tarnished, and the Nightfarers. Okay, not that way. Recall, we gotta go back this way. There we are. Hey, where are you, squid-head bastard? I know there's two of you around here. Here he comes. Okay, let's keep moving. So I'm just trying to remember. If there is... Okay, I think, yeah, no, you get the second floor key later on. This off. There we go. Clever rat's ring. It's another one to put on the list. Perfect. Just start on Twitch. Want me to pass the message along? Nah, I'm good right now. I'll probably be in there later. I forgot to get that part. Hang on. pretty sure that's just like a different one, but I don't think we need that for... No. Okay. Da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I've never realized that there's an item you can get there. Don't want to get that just yet, though. Hello.
What do you want? I am a humble servant. I do not wish to interfere. I won't cause you trouble. I won't. What? I won't.
Yeah, that's great. Prisoner of Hope, special key. I'll come back up here later. He seems trustworthy. As trustworthy as all the other prisoners that have been stabbing me in my kidneys. And now Silver Catalyst. It is funny though how the Wood Catalyst does a little bit more spell damage than the Silver Catalyst, but the Silver Catalyst increases our maximum MP, so it kind of breaks even. They're just poor misunderstood people, maybe. But they've probably also become soul crazy. So they're probably going to attack anyone at a certain point just to feel again. Oh, door. They'll probably have to go back around because we got the key for Frake's cell. But let me first take care of this problem up here. Get a serpentine a little bit here. There it is. Ow. Didn't mean to use that. Didn't mean to use this. Damn it! Ugh. Okay, well. Don't let the smile fool you. I hate this place. I hate the fact that it automatically puts whatever item you just picked up in your keys like this. It's counterintuitive. I don't even need those anymore because we're not going to go into areas that have prisoners as often as one would. Two, actually. This shortcut's unlocked. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Problem is I'm blanking on which way to go. Which turn to go. At this point. Let's get Frake freed. Not that way.
Help me!
Not you. Shit. Ah, damn it, I'm dead. Oh, thank God. Oh, probably dead for real, though. I love the Mind Flayers. I love them. Oh, okay. Well, now we've officially reached the double digits. Next, the big ball is necessary to take you to the Frake, right? Maybe. Damn it. That's the problem, is like I get so lost in this place. I kind of don't know which way is right, you know? Shit. Oh, HDI, let me go. Okay, you missed. Yeah. Oh wait, here he is. See, again, like, we pretty sure we went down this way, but we went down the wrong road. Anyway.
Magnificent. I never expected to get out of there alive. My name is Frake. I am known as a sage. I thought my magic would give me an edge against these demons, but how wrong I was. I have been enfeebled by my long imprisonment. But I can still move my legs, and I can make it back to the Nexus. I thank the stars that I escaped when I did. I owe you my life.
Jerry's stiletto. Or Gary's stiletto. Is this important? Yes it is. Got that. Alright.
I have been enfeebled by my long imprisonment. But I can still move my legs, and I can make it back to the Nexus. But I...
Okay. Let's keep going back. Not that way. Not this way. There's the ball. Ooh, your best. This is dynamic fighting. Gotcha. Okay, let me get that item. examples of all that for a Widow's Lotus. Okay. One of the earliest examples of falling to your death for a random item. Okay. That was close. I think this will be our last boss for the night, and then we'll call it for a stream, because it is starting to get late. Hey, give me a sec to pick that up because you won't let me pick it up after we beat you, so you gotta pick it up now. What to do? You real? Yes. You real? Yes, you are. You real? No. Okay, well, that means she's all the way in the back. No, there she is. And I don't feel like dealing with the traps, so we're just gonna down there. And got her. Just have tiny red health bars on top of them when you lock in other fakes. Yeah, about a trophy, Fool's Idols trophy. Well, there's that option, but also the one who shoots the biggest soul arrow is always the real one. Also, I love that they baked in this hint. Another redo. It never ends. It's like, what does that mean? It's definitely a precursor to the pinwheel fight, but definitely twice as hard, only because they, you know, actually do damage and set traps. Which is why I find using the sniping method the best course of action. Sorry, I'm just looking around to make sure I'm not missing any items before we get picked up. That voice is reviving the item. I love that they just randomly put these things. Anyway. Now we can get the baby's nail put on the list. Baby's nail. Got some cologne. Oh, this look familiar. It really is funny how much, like, I say this with, like, all affection towards this series, how much they just commit to, like, we will reuse these tropes, archetypes, and similar designs for the next 20 years. And you know what? It worked out great for them, in my opinion. Also, the fact that it's the doll demon, and you notice that she's got 4 arms. Oh boy, a doll with 4 arms. Where have I seen this before, you know? Speaking of dolls, fun fact, the Maiden Black's voice actress also voices the doll in Bloodborne. I think we can wrap up in a bit.
But perhaps our age.
Is anything else? Let's do a quick level up. Time to unalive. That too. God, there's gotta be a joke mod out there for, like, the other games where you can just, instead of you died, you unalived. Like I said, now you can get Soul Ray if you want. I know, don't worry. Like I've said, I've played this several times over. And I replayed this before officially streaming just to make sure this copy I got off Amazon works proper. And it does.
Thou then soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted
my
so
health,
the world
and then
might be mended.
We're gonna focus on
So the world might be mended.
endurance next, just so we can carry more stuff. And we're gonna need more stuff for later.
Art thou done? Main thy
You saved Sage Frake, did you not? Then I was right to bend the rules and teach you a few tricks. Nevertheless, I'm grateful to you. Do you see how important selfless acts are in this dreary world? What is it? Are you still begging for magic lessons? Ah, so be it. Better than having you bother Sage Frake. Sage Frake prefers to work alone. Do not dare to bother him by gabbing about trifling nonsense. He is on the verge of discovering something that will rival even the demon souls.
It's the thing.
He is on the verge of discovering something that will rival... I see. Suit yourself.
I have a proposal for you. Could you bring your demon souls to me? As I determine more about the essence of the soul, I can teach you new magic. A demon soul is no mere amalgamation of lesser souls. You have your wits about you. Surely you understand me? Do you have a connection to the disciples? Do not pay attention to them if they speak poorly of me and my magic. Prayer is for the foolish, quaint, and soon to be dead. And heaven forbid the day you find out what their so-called god really is.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Game Over. I'll probably be streaming again tomorrow. I've extended now. Usually I do Tuesday, Thursdays, but for the sake of wanting to get through this game, at least through February, I extended it to 3 times a week this week. So we'll pick this up again tomorrow. But I'm just going through to make sure I don't miss anything else here.
I was defeated and captured by the Golden Elder beyond that dungeon. Beware of him, for he manipulates souls. He has power over dark souls.
Dark souls?
Those susceptible to madness and paranoia.
That's always my favorite thing, is to just say the name of the game that comes next.
I know of 3 human leaders who became demons. King Alant of Boletaria, Astraea of the Valley of Defilement, and the Golden Elder of Latria. They have proven that humans can evolve to a higher state. We were wrong to assume that only demons could do demon work. He has power over...
Okay. Alright, I'm just making sure because there are... I might... I just gotta keep an eye on what can and can be used. Alright, so... Yeah, so Soul Ray's the only one. We need to worry about getting here, so let's get that.
Bring me more demon souls when you can. I patiently await you, my fine magician friend.
Okay. And let's go back over here.
Thou seekest, then touch the...
I can forge. Do come back alive.
Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch. You have a heart of gold.
And then... Actually, let's check in with the Saints here.
My grandfather had unusual tastes. He often visited Stonefang Mine, where he collected rocks of all shapes and sizes. Most of them had no value. But among them, he found a miracle stone shard, which he gave to me. Could this too be a sign from God? But among them, he found a miracle stone shard, which he gave to me. Could this too be a sign from God?
Good question.
O Honorable One, I hesitate deep within that. Will you continue to pray?
Do you seek the power of God? A miracle is a they have magician. see. I pray.
Okay. Now we do one last thing. Yep. Dead again. Okay. With that, would be our last counter for the night. Up to 11 deaths. So, excuse me. Tomorrow, we're going to go into the next Archstone, which is, I believe, yes, it's 3-1. No, we already did that. Next one is Island's Edge for 1, so that's the, what's it called? Shrine of Storms, that's what it is. That's what it's called. So yeah, the Shrine of Storms is where we're going to go next. That will be also the next major part we need for our item that we are building towards. And hopefully we'll be able to get that suited out real soon. But that will also require us to go one more into then the Valley Defilement and then back to Stonefang Tunnel, which then we'll be able to get our next item. So yeah, look forward to that. So for now though, that's going to be a stream. Thank you to everybody who stopped by to watch. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.